A study shows that low-country residents are more prone to stroke. We'll tell you why. A Beaufort High School basketball report you won't want to miss, and we'll deliver the highlights from the Beaufort International Film Festival. All that and much more. Keep watching Beaufort. Your news starts now. Thanks for joining us for the Beaufort News. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and here are your local headlines. Thousands gathered last week to attend the 7th annual Beaufort International Film Festival. The 4-day event opened with a filmmaker reception followed by 3 days of film screenings. Festival attendees got to see films selected from 400 of this year's entries. One of the highlights of this year's festival was an award that was presented to Mike Tolan for excellence in filmmaking. The special event is one of the fastest growing film festivals in the country. 5 students from Beaufort County have been announced as finalists for a prestigious scholarship program recently. The program, called the National Merit Scholarship Program, is giving $32 million in scholarships this year. 3 students from Beaufort High School are now among the 15,000 nationwide who are left to compete. Michael Cook, Adam Lipsitz, and Regan Palmer were chosen from Beaufort, as well as 2 others from Hilton Head High School. These students will now go on to compete in the final stage of this prestigious national competition. In other school news, checks were recently delivered to teachers in schools throughout the district by the Foundation for Educational Excellence. The foundation was established in 2007 by the Beaufort County School District to support student enrichment through activities of innovative teacher grants. The grants were awarded to teachers in 12 schools all over Hilton Head, Bluffton, and Beaufort. The foundation presents checks to leaders twice a year. This year's delivery was a lead up to the foundation's major fundraiser called Jewels and Jeans. If you've been driving near Coosa Elementary or Broad River Elementary schools, you may have noticed new flashing school zones depending on what time you drove by. The lights were just recently programmed to alert motorists of the speed limit decrease during pickup and drop-off hours when the speed limit changes from 45 miles to 30. The lights will flash at the times you see listed in an effort to lower motorist speeds and increase school safety. A career fair was held at the Beaufort County Schools recently to interview many teacher hopefuls. The annual event, which was attended by district principals as well as curriculum coordinators, was held on Saturday to interview candidates specifically for classroom teaching jobs. Almost 200 applicants registered to meet with school leaders for the positions. If you missed the fair but you want to still be considered, you can submit your resume, and there's more information if you visit the website at beaufort.k12.sc.us. As the superintendent forums wrap up, Beaufort County parents are weighing in on what they feel is the most important in our schools right now. Top on parents' lists are safety concerns for Beaufort County schools, along with compassion and understanding for school-aged children. Between the finalists, who are Jeffrey Moss of Lee County Schools in Sanford, North Carolina, Catherine Leroy of Duval County Schools in Jacksonville, Florida, and Gloria Davis of Decatur Public Schools in Illinois, they all feel they have what it takes to get Beaufort County schools moving in the right direction. A Black History celebration presented by Mahogany Spirit took place over the weekend. Beaufort Memorial Hospital chaired the event, presenting Mahogany Spirit Awards to Ann Nobles and Wyatt Shoup. This year's celebration commemorated the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's famed March in Washington. Musicians, dancers, choirs, poets, and step teams were among those performing for the crowd at the Technical College of the Low Country. The Blood Alliance was on hand to promote an upcoming blood drive, inviting all community members to come out and donate on February 25th and 26th at the Beaufort Memorial Hospital. TCL and the Beaufort Regional Chamber are partnering with Biz Builder SC to offer a 12-session entrepreneur workshop at the school. The workshop will be open to entrepreneurs who have the desire to expand their existing business. The business owner course will be held at TCL's Beaufort campus on Tuesdays beginning April 9th. For more information, please call 843-525-8308. And those are your headlines. If you'd like any additional information, you can reference the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Coming up, we'll check in with Jaime Dailey-Vergara, who brings us a business report with highlights from the Beaufort International Film Festival, so stick around.
Low Country Real Estate is located in historic downtown Beaufort, home to one of the most attractive real estate markets in America. We've been providing high-quality service to our community for the past 24 years. Whether you're interested in buying or selling residential, resort, or commercial investment property, our professional sales staff can help you with your real estate needs. Please visit lowcountryrealestate.com for details on all available properties in Beaufort and come see how the Low Country becomes you.
Welcome back to the Beaufort News. First, we have Jaime Dailey-Vergara with the Beaufort Regional Chamber bringing us some Beaufort International Film Festival highlights. Jaime?
I'm here at the Beaufort International Film Festival here at the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. And while there's a lot going on at the film festival, there's also a lot going on behind the scenes to help bring the film industry back to Beaufort and back to South Carolina. And here to talk a little bit about that is Ron Tucker, and he is the president and CEO of the Beaufort International Film Festival. So Ron, talk a little bit about why the film industry is so important here in Beaufort.
Well, as many people know, the film industry was big in Beaufort for a long time. We had over 22 major motion pictures filmed here, but we haven't had one since 1999. Rules of Engagement was the last major motion picture shot here. So the film festival is kind of a catalyst to inspire people to want to have films made here again. There's a lot going on in Columbia right now to hopefully make that happen, and we're doing our part with the film festival.
Why is that really so important?
Well, the film festival is, for one thing, it brings in a new generation of filmmakers, and those filmmakers are the ones who are going to come. They're going to fall in love with Beaufort and say, I think I could make a movie here. So we're just showing off what we have and what the other filmmakers that came here and filmed their movies saw then. So it's been 30 years since the Big Chill, and we can't keep living on that, so we've got to do something new.
We've already started crafting a story as we were walking through Beaufort and thought, oh, it would be an amazing place to film because there's such community support. Everyone is so excited about films, and you just can feel the dedication to filmmaking that the audience brought to the screenings this year.
And I was fortunate enough to be the director's assistant on The Haunted Mansion, an Eddie Murphy picture by Disney, and we shot that out in the desert. So we had to bring a huge crew out for a $180 million feature film to erect these wooden trees, and somebody was up there on a ladder stapling Spanish moss to the branches. And as I walked through the streets of Beaufort,
we're like, it's already here.
It's right here. We could have saved all this money and it would have looked real. It's so beautiful. So thank you so much for having us.
Here to talk about the two bills being discussed at the State House currently is Robb Wells. Well, Robb, can you talk a little bit about these bills and what they entail?
Certainly. Currently the two bills that are in place right now both address increases to the tax rebate that they're offering for the film industry. Take a look at our friends in North Carolina, created 11,000 jobs this past year in the film industry. Georgia created 22,000 jobs. And here in South Carolina, we created 2. We do feel like the reappropriation of the tax credit will make us more competitive and also put us in line to bring more films to South Carolina and, of course, to here in the Low Country.
These incentives aren't where we pay somebody to come here. These incentives allow us to refund a little bit of what they spend here. So it costs the state absolutely nothing. And we know how much money you filmmakers waste, how much money you leave on the street, how much you spend in our restaurants, our hotels, our hardware stores, our paint stores, and obviously giving people jobs. It's a wonderful industry. It's probably the single most appropriate, clean, productive industry the Low Country could ever have.
For the Beaufort Business Report, I'm Jaime Dailey-Vergara with the Beaufort Regional Chamber of Commerce. Back to you, Jessa.
After the break, we'll check in with Beaufort County Councilman Brian Flewelling for some important updates, and Coach Aldred is here to bring us some high school basketball reports. That's next.
Hi, my name is Matt McElhaney, owner of CityLoft Hotel, an upscale boutique hotel in downtown Beaufort. We are proud to be consistently ranked as the #1 hotel in Beaufort based on TripAdvisor's guest ratings and comments. At CityLoft, we value our neighbors in the Low Country. Whether you're taking friends by boat or need a romantic getaway in Beaufort, let us at CityLoft extend hospitality while introducing what's new in urban hotel design. At CityLoft Hotel, we are committed to customer service. When you stay here, you're always a local.
Welcome back to the Beaufort News. Here with us now is Brian Flewelling, who joins us from the Beaufort County Council. Now, first, Councilman, let's talk about what you feel are some of the big issues facing Beaufort County government for 2013.
Well, obviously, reassessment, economic development are very important. Also, this year, we'll be reviewing a new community development code and, of course, finishing up the Ladies Island Airport, the Beaufort County Airport at Ladies Island Master Plan update.
I want to talk to you about the reassessment. What do the taxpayers need to know about this?
Well, we're required by law to reappraise all the properties in Beaufort County as of December 31st, 2012. Right now, it looks like countywide, the property is devalued about 14%. So during budget negotiations, we'll cut as much from the county budget as we possibly can, but it looks likely that there will be an increase in the mill value. So anybody's property who devalued more than 14% might see a tax decrease, but if your property didn't devalue by 14% or perhaps has gone up in value, you could potentially experience a tax increase. We'll do everything we can during budget negotiations to keep the county budget as low as possible. We've already cut so much out of the budget, cut costs, delayed hires, but it's going to be a tough year for budgets.
Now, what's your take on economic development?
Well, we have a new economic alliance with Sumter County, and we're really excited about it because it gives us a chance to market to some of the targets that we had set in our comprehensive plan for military defense technology. And it'll also give us access to some state funding that we haven't had while we did not have an economic alliance.
And what is the new community development code that you mentioned?
Well, we'll be supplementing our development standards ordinance. We'll be working on that new code this year. It'll allow owners to have more flexibility with what they can do with their property and how they can use it. And it'll cut through the red tape of a lot of the development process like permitting. We're really excited about this opportunity. I encourage everybody to look at the county website over the next few months. The draft plan will be available in March for the citizens to start to review.
Now, give us an update, if you would, on the Beaufort County Airport Master Plan. Talk to us about this.
Well, the plan draft that was reviewed by County Council recently was returned to the author of the plan because it required a extension of the runway to the north into the marsh. And County Council thought that with the expense and the possible impact on the environment, that we would choose not to do that at this time. And so we'll be waiting to review a new draft plan in the coming months.
All right, Councilman Brian Flewelling, some important updates for us. Thanks for your report today.
Thank you.
Now it's time to check in on high school sports. We have Coach Lillian Aldred here with us from the Varsity girls basketball team. Talk to us about your time coaching. Where have you coached and how long have you been doing this?
I coached at Beaufort High for 4 years, the JV team, and then I moved to Beijing, China, where I coached and taught there for 5 years. And when I returned 3 years ago, I started coaching the varsity team at Beaufort High School.
How did your season go, and also, what do you hope that your athletes took away from their time on the team this year?
Well, we had a tough season this year. We went 1-22, and it's hard to keep everybody motivated when you're struggling on the court like that. But the main thing we kept trying to talk about again and again with them is that in a situation like that, you can't give up. That there are times, even off the court when you're doing everything that you possibly can and you're trying as hard as you can, and you just can't get things to go the way that you want. And overall, even though we were getting beat on the floor, the team did a really good job of hanging in there. They continued to get along. They didn't turn on each other. And as we've talked since the season ended, they're disappointed with the way that things turned out, but they're already looking forward to next season, which of course motivates me as well. And I'm really glad that I feel like what they got from the season as well is that you don't give up. You keep plugging, and hopefully next season things will turn out a little bit better.
Talk to us about the community service project that your team completed.
Well, we had a volunteer coach this year who had coached at Coker College for several years, and she had done a K for Yow, or a Play for K community service project, and she talked to me a little bit about doing that as well. Her name's Carol Megan, and so we talked to the girls about it, and they were real excited, so we decided to do it. We sold pink t-shirts to the student body and to parents, and students wore the pink t-shirts on that night. We decorated the gym in pink, which was a lot of fun. The team warmed up in pink, and we collected change that night, and all proceeds went to the KYAL Cancer Fund, which is a research project for KYAL. She was a coach at NC State for 30 years who died of breast cancer, and we raised $780 to donate to that cancer fund.
Okay, Coach Lillian and Aldred, we look forward to seeing what the varsity girls basketball team will be up to next year. So thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll get you some news from Port Royal when we check in with Councilman Joe Lee, and we'll bring your entertainment report on location after the break.
Is it time to purchase for the one-of-a-kind person in your life? Over 60 years of service distinguishes Modern Jewelers as one of South Carolina's preeminent jewelry stores.
We're proud to have been voted Beaufort's #1 jewelry store 10 years in a row. Come visit us at 807 Bay Street.
Welcome back to the Beaufort News. Councilman Joe Lee is here with some Town of Port Royal updates. The town has already met one of its 2013 goals. What can you tell us about this?
Yes, we're really pleased that here it is hardly into the new year, and we've met one of our goals that we set for 2013. We signed a contract with the city of Beaufort to do our fire services. Port Royal has a pretty unique situation in that our contract with Beaufort is they provide the manpower, the trained firefighters, and the town owns the equipment. So we've been operating on a temporary agreement for a couple of years now, and we finally put everything together, have it on paper, and we're good to go. The contract at any time with a 2-year notice can be changed. So we're real pleased to get that behind us early in 2013.
There's an important event coming to Port Royal this week. Give us some event details if you would.
Yes, sir. We do have a great event this weekend. We've talked about it quite a bit on WHHI, and we hope the folks will all come and visit. It's the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue. It's on Paris Avenue in Port Royal. It's the 22nd, a Friday evening. You come enjoy all the wings that you can get. They're all cooked. There are 30 barbecue cookers on site, and they're competing for a prize for wings. And also then on Saturday, they compete with the barbecue that they've cooked overnight. It's a great event. Everybody has a great time, lots of music and lots of food and drink. So we hope you'll get to Port Royal 22nd and 23rd, Friday and Saturday.
Now, the Cypress Wetlands Project is nearing its 1-year anniversary. Get us up to date on this.
Yes, we're almost into 1 year of the Cypress Wetlands Project, having dedicated it last May. And we now are pleased to announce that since May, its job as a stormwater retention area has been performing great. Since May, we've not released any stormwater into the Beaufort River. It's all been retained in the Cypress Wetlands. Now, know for sure that we have not had a lot of rain, but this last week of rain that we've had, we've retained all of that from a huge part of the town and kept it out of the river.
All right, Councilman Joe Lee, as always, we appreciate your report.
Thank you, Jessa.
Next, we go on location to bring you a very special entertainment report. Check it out.
My name is Kyrie Whitehead.
I'm Annalisa Itkor, and we are here to present
the Beaufort Entertainment Report. I'm here with director Chad Matthews. Nice to see you again, Chad.
Good to see you.
So I heard you did a film. What film was yours?
Yeah, it's called Detention. It's a 4-minute short film about 3 mischievous boys and a study hall mishap. I was really happy with the results. I was pretty nervous when we screened it the other day because it was a world premiere. First time to be screened in front of anyone, and the audience laughed and they had a good time, and I felt a whole lot better.
Absolutely breathless. I'm so excited to win the award for Best Short Film.
We've been to other festivals and they were not half as well organized as this festival.
It's unbelievable. I'm so impressed by their organization.
The film festival's been extremely hospitable. Everyone I've met that's been at all affiliated with the film festival, or just a regular patron who likes to come back each year, has been so friendly. Everyone we've met has been excited to meet us, talk about our film. They're very interested in the arts and filmmaking in particular. And so I'd say if you're a filmmaker that's looking for extra boost of encouragement and enthusiasm, this is the kind of place you want to go.
This year we had some unbelievable documentaries, and I'm so excited to welcome Rebecca Schaefer, who is the sister behind Sisters Calling. Now tell us a little bit about your documentary.
Well, it took me 14 years to make it. I just took a leap of faith, didn't know anything about filming, and just went with the flow. And I found my brother, and it was a true miracle. Yes.
Did you do all the still photography in it? Because there's some amazing still photography.
It started out with me just doing still photography on him, on his illness and on homelessness. And then something came over me and said, you got to do a documentary. And it just evolved. We just want to help people through love, forgiveness, and hope.
To be with your peers, to share this creative energy, and to actually be rewarded. It took me 15 years till I got to do this. It was a little film festival in Indianapolis. Even with the biggest stars, the most talented crews, and all the money in the world, you can't overcome the absence of the heart and soul and characters. Which brings us to Radio, who we heard he's here. Is there any chance we can turn the lights up and acknowledge Radio and Coach Jones?
It's quite the honor. Joining me is the original Radio. Now, if you are familiar with the movie Radio that stars Cuba Gooding Jr., one of my favorites, this is the gentleman that it is modeled after, as well as Coach Harold Jones. Now, you were telling me earlier that the movie Radio that Mike Toland produced, that you said it was a very, very realistic enactment of your life.
I do.
And you're a big fan of the movie?
Yeah.
Now, are you a big fan of Mike's?
Yeah.
Mike Toland is going to be receiving the Gene Rebo Award tonight. It's a very big honor. But tell me a little bit, Coach. You also are here representing your Outdoor Dream Foundation, correct?
That's right. We grant wishes to kids from 5 to 21 years old. It's got a life-threatening disease or terminal illness. The Outdoor Dream Foundation website is www.outdoordream.org.
My name is Kyrie Whitehead, and from the red carpet, this is WHHI.
That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessa Jeremiah. Join us next time for your Beaufort News.